Hello, everyone. I hope all is well and y'all are vibing at the highest forms that you can vibe at right now. But I felt led to come on here to do a video. One, because I was sitting down to myself reflecting on my past year and just seeing where God have brought me from. Tomorrow is my birthday, and I'm in a good place. Like I have shared on my channel, that these past 2 years have been a transformation journey for me in all areas of my life. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about was that, like, this time last year, even though I was in the midst of my transformation, and I told myself coming into 2023 last year, my focus was going to really be to fulfill myself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and I've been on that journey. But even being on that journey, it was things that was rising in silence within me that I knew that I had to still overcome, that I didn't think was an issue or a factor in my life anymore, where I thought I had worked on these different areas, but these shadow things were surfacing. And I was just thinking to myself, like, I don't let go of so many things at this point. I walked away from different relationships I had in my life with different people. I had let go of toxic habits, behaviors, and thought patterns. And I was just still feeling like, I was in this turbulence energy last year this time, and I was just trying to figure out, like, what else is it that I need to look at in my life, like what is this that's happening. So I can't remember if I read it in a book or if I seen it on a YouTube video or heard it on a podcast, not sure, but it was that when I'm trying to think about it. So it was that not looking at situations of, why is this happening to me? Why is, keep on experiencing these things in my life, and yada yada. I got from what I heard was, what can I learn from this situation? So me shifting my mindset from why it is to what can I learn have really helped me work through those different transitions. And when I started to do that, I began to notice that things showed up differently for me. And the way I felt inside, I felt different. I felt more optimistic. I felt more in control instead of feeling victimized within myself. So, and one of the major things that came to my realization was that patterns will continue to happen. Cycles will continue to happen, whether if it's in the same people, same circumstances, or different people and different circumstances, until you learn the lesson. And so when I thought about that, I kind of put myself in the scenario, okay, how am I showing up to this situation, and how can I break this pattern? Because the only thing you can control is yourself. And so when I did that, it brought up things that was dormant inside of me that would trigger past childhood experiences that I experienced, or past relationships with people that I don't experience. And at those times in my past, it was something that did make me feel good. So it could have been something somebody said or something somebody did to me. So when I became to realize this, I said, okay, this is why these patterns keep on coming about, because it's something that I need to release around these things. You know, I'm steady holding on these things on a subconscious level that I need to work through, because this is why these patterns and these situations keep on occurring, because it's still some more inner work around these areas that need to be done. So last year, it felt so turbulent emotionally for me. And I just remember just so much crying in silence and praying in silence, and just all of these just different things just start coming up like pouring out of me. And I remember talking to some family members and just telling them, like, you know, ooh, this one came up, and this I ain't even thought about, and I don't know when. I thought I don't dealt with this. But then as I'm talking to them about these things, that the revelations I came to notice was, wow, I was holding this down deep down inside, that I didn't even think that was even bothering me or even had any type of effect on me whatsoever. So, but it do. It do have an effect on you, and until you learn those lessons and you get to a point where you like, you know what do I need to learn? And so you can be able to dig deep, pray, and even if you know, like to pray, I suggest pray, because I did a lot of that. And it wasn't until until I really was sitting in silence to where all of the answers and things was coming into me. And this journey is still continuing. This journey is for life. New things steady come up in my life on an emotional or mental level, where I felt like I have let things go. Like these last 2 days, when I say I don't shed it, I mean these last 2 years. When I say these last 2 years, I have shedded so many things. That's people, places, workplaces, that I would, the job that I was working at, where it had a major effect. And I'm gonna talk more about that probably on another video. And this is why sometimes you really have to watch what you pray for, because I prayed for that job. I prayed for that job after a situation where I had went through a loss in my life, and I was just like, you know what, this is the job I want. You know, I'm making good money, I'm had this tunnel vision, I'm gonna be able to do all this different type of things. And then a year in, that job had a major negative impact on my mental. And this is where I had to shed that last year too. I walked away from that. I was like, oh, it was changing me into a different person. And it was just like, you know, it really made me sit down and think, like, you trying to control your life. And I know some things we be feeling led to do in our own spirit, but when I tell you, you have to pray on those things. You have to really go to God and ask, is this where I'm meant to go at this season in my life? And I was ignoring the signs. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to work where I wanted to work. So I kept on manifesting, praying, writing, scripting about this job. I just knew that this was the job for me, and it came so quickly, and I got it, and I was happy, and I'm working it, and I'm just like, yes. And it was like a year in, I was like, this ain't it. This is not it, you know. This is not it at all. So it wasn't until like working there a year and a half where I was just like, the time is now. I don't like the way I feel when I get off of this job. I don't like what it's doing to my mindset. And it really shifted a lot of things in me. So I came on here to say this, is that I don't know who this is meant for, but like I say, I was over there, I was in silence, I was just reflecting on my past year, and it was just like, make a video. And I'm thinking like, well, what am I gonna talk about? So it was like, share about how God has worked in my life this past year. And when I say that I got clarity now on the reasons why I was going through that turbulence last year, on a mental and emotional level, it was to bring more things up out of me, for me to purge more things up out of my spirit that no longer served me no purpose, that didn't even have no factor into my life anymore, that I was still reverting back to on a subconscious level, that was still hindering me in areas of my life, and is still happening, but with me having this clarity now, I'm more patient with not just being so reactive to making my decisions in the way I feel like I should move. I sit now and be more patient, even though it feels uncomfortable sometimes, because like I say, I was a person who it had to be my way. I'm making moves the way I want to make moves. I'm doing things the way I want to do it. And even though I believed in God, I didn't move in a way that I felt like God wanted me to move. I moved in my own way. And many of times it have showed me like, okay, we have this free will. We can move in our own way. But best to believe, if it's not meant to be in the way that God sees us to do it, it's going to sit you down in one way, shape, or form. And it's going to bring up these warning signals, these warning signs that say, hey, you got to veer off this path. This is not it. Okay? And if we ignore those warning signals, then you're going to constantly experience these different things that's going to be coming up like, hold up, what's going on? Like it's just been one thing after another. I've been doing right. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. What's going on? Because it's meant for you to pay attention. Pay attention, sit down, and ask, what is it that I need to learn from this situation? And be patient. It will come to you. And when it comes to you, even if it make you feel uncomfortable and be confusing to like, why I gotta do this? Because it was some decisions that I had to make last year. I was like, but why do I have to make this decision when I'm moving this way? I just felt like that decision was taking me 2 steps backward, but in all actuality, it wasn't. It's just the way I viewed it. But God gave me clarity to see, no. Just sit down. Just be patient. I got your back. I got your back. I'm looking out for you, even though you don't make no sense of it right now. But you will eventually. And when I sit here in this space right now, a year later, and I have gained so much clarity and so much light and love and peace in my heart and my soul and my spirit that I cried about hoping for that I had last year. So back to what I was saying is, if you feel like you are in a season of your life or in a situation in your life or a journey in your life where you are trying to figure out the next steps, or you feeling like why you keep on meeting the same people, why you keep on experiencing the same situations, or why do things just seem like it's not lining up for you in the way it's supposed to line up for you, those are signals. Those are warning signs. They are there to get your attention. And until you figure out what it is you need to learn or shed or get rid of or change something, then you're going to keep on continuing those same toxic cycles in your life. And I know people, right? And I just sit back and observe this enlightenment that I'm going through in my life, this awakening that I'm going through in my life. It really allows me to see and sit back and view, strangers, people that I know, people that I don't know, neighbors or whatever. And I just listen and I just hear people talk, a lot of the times about certain situations and stuff like that. And I just be thinking to myself that, yeah, I could chime in and say this, and that, but that's not my place. And this is where I'm moving into a season of life coaching, because I feel like the advice and stuff is for people who really want it in that place in their lives. Not everybody want to hear your input and stuff. And like I say, we have free will. So sometimes, people have to learn through their own situations in order for them to wake up, And like I say, people used to, say things to me a lot of times, but yeah, it wasn't soaking in. Yeah, I'm gonna do things my way. And that's just the way it was gonna be. Sometimes, people might not be in a season of their life where they're trying to hear that. So they have to experience certain things. And it's not our job to interfere with a person's free will of them learning through their own life cycles. They have to be willing and wanting to get the knowledge, get the help, seek the answers from within themselves. So I hope all of you continue to vibe high and continue to do that deep soul searching, because I'm telling you, that's where all those answers are. Get in that word, pray. And even if you don't like to pray, still sit with yourself and journals. Write down your emotions and your feelings and work through those different emotions and those thoughts, and find a deeper understanding with yourself, because your higher self is always trying to communicate to you. And this is something that I hope can help you on your future path in life. And I will be back for more. But be blessed and have a great rest of your day. Bye.